When I watch movies, I watch them through the lens of the characters and the lessons we can draw from their story, their character and behavior. And today's video is one of my favorite movies, and Sandy is one of the best inspirations for my personal level up journey. And I think that she is the perfect example of how the dark feminine energy can add to our aura and allure and get us from simply wanted and sometimes unnoticed and unappreciated to irresistible and unforgettable. And as always, let's start with the plot. Grease is an American musical romantic comedy directed by Randan Glazer, and the film tells a story of Danny, an Australian transfer student Sandy, who develop an attraction for each other during a summer romance. And first of all, let's mention the lovely aesthetic of the 70s. I totally love their colorful clothes in the typical to the 70s style, and I think that this is so interesting to watch older movies and see how social norms were slowly changing throughout the history and to see how the male and female relationships were back then. And starting our analysis, I truly love the character played by Olivia Newton-John. The movie begins with Sandy and Danny having a summer romance, and Sandy is falling in love with the high school playboy. And the story of the movie reminds me a little bit of Sabrina from 1954 that I did a character analysis on, as both movies show an amazing transformation of the young girl into a powerful and mighty grown woman. Sandy is a dreamer and a romantic. She meets Danny and falls in love with him, and we can clearly see that he is the guy that she really wants. And when Sandy meets Danny again at school, he messes up and his behavior really hurts Sandy, as she had hopes for the relationship to develop. And I must say that I truly love how innocent and soft her character was in the beginning. She was incredibly feminine, wearing soft pastel colors throughout the movie and very feminine and conservative attire that made her look and seem a bit prudish. And she knew that she doesn't want to just go and sleep with any guy who doesn't win her properly.
I thought I meant something to you.
To you? You think I'm gonna stay here with you in this sin wagon? You can take this piece of tin?
She wanted to be dated and cherished and respected, and this is something I liked about her character. And I think no wonder that Danny also felt a big attraction for her, as she was the prize that he could chase and she was not chasing him like the other girls at school were. And I think that despite her good girl behavior, she certainly knew her worth and she knew what she wanted. And she even said that she's planning to go to a ball with another guy, but it depends on him because he was the one that she wanted to go with. So I totally loved her feminine and soft appearance in the movie. She was a woman who knew her value and she was not going to be played by anyone. I also liked how she kept her dignity and she didn't show him that she will suffer because of him. And the song that she sings outside of her house, she sang that she loves him, but she will have to let him go if he doesn't step up to her standards. I like this part about this character very much. And I have to say that she also inspired me to keep that strong posture with men. It's like, I want you, but you must reach my level with your behavior, as I am not settling. Ladies, never apologize for having high standards. Those who belong in your life will meet you at that level. And I think that it is actually quite funny how she went on a date with someone else and wanted Johnny to see her. I found it quite amusing, as both her and him tried to not show their attraction for each other. However, anyways, you can still see in the movie that it is him who pursued her. Anyways, isn't it funny the games we men and women play? So she did show a bit of savage side in her. However, as I often find in my movie analysis, the good girl often finish last. And why? I think women need both light and dark feminine energy, and even with our friends we must show that side too sometimes. And Sandy was overly nice, and you could see that she would do a lot for other people, and unfortunately people really don't respect that. And she also was ridiculed by other girls at school, and Danny even though he was attracted to her and he did like her and had feelings for her, she was not able to evoke this God-level reaction in him. I think that she was certainly missing her dark feminine side, and I'm so glad that she found it at the end. So Sandy, after facing those ridiculing moments when her friends are poking her for being such a proper girl, another girl at school making fun of her softness and romantic nature, we see her realizing what usually women, and probably also men who suffer from the nice guy syndrome, we see her realize that the nice girls can be liked but are often not respected, and even though they are nice to be around, they are often invisible to people. And she did feel invisible to Danny, and I will just repeat it. She was wanted but not irresistible. She was not able to make him obsessed about her. And I like the scene when she goes away, and the next scene we see her is that different, powerful, in the full expanded version of herself, the personal 10 out of 10 that she was able to achieve at the end. In that final scene, we can see her wearing trousers, we can see her incredibly confident, the allure and seductive sensual energy she exudes, her sensual voice, the eye contact, her mannerism. She is certainly in control of this final scene, and she has the power over everyone. And like a femme fatale, she is now managing the action of this entire scene and pulling the strings. And the reaction of Danny and Sandy's appearance is so iconic. And I love how this scene confirms and matches all the other points I always talk about in my videos. And also how it matches my experience and the experience of so many other women. The nice girl energy is very much needed and of value, and it truly makes Sandy a beautiful person, but it is her dark feminine energy that makes her irresistible, magnetic, and respected. She wanted Danny to respect and want her, and now she demanded it. The dark feminine energy is called the Cleopatra energy, and the mission for my channel is to inspire all women to tap into this energy no matter their age. And I think that different movie characters can guide us through this energy in a different way. I certainly love Sandy's depiction of the dark feminine energy. So overall, I love her character, and I would certainly say that Sandy is the queen character. And to be able to come to the conclusion that she did and tap into this dark feminine power with such effect it had, so iconic. So if you don't want to watch the movie, I recommend you watching the song from the movie, especially every time you need to tap into this power.